Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammed Asim. I'm working as DevOps engineer. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up the free and lightweight Kubernetes cluster in few moments. So I'm going to show you the two ways you can set up this Kubernetes cluster on your local machine, and also you can use the play with Docker. So I've already created repository for that. And in my next video, I'm going to show you the Kubernetes monitoring with the Prometheus and Grafana. But this video is actually dedicated for the lightweight setup of Kubernetes, which is going to be in few moments. So what I'm going to do is to just, spin up a lightweight Kubernetes cluster, and for that you just have to create a free account on hub.docker.com, and you will be then able to log in with that with play with Docker. It is a free tool for learning and deployment, and you can also create multiple lightweight cluster on that. And also you can connect with this platform through your GitHub account as well. So let's begin. What I'm going to do is to first of all simply install the kubectl. Simply copy this as I'm doing right now, and I'm going to paste this stuff here. So kubectl is installed, and the other thing you have to do is to simply install the kind, which is the actually version of Docker, which is actually virtualized for lightweight Kubernetes environment. And now everything is set up. What I'm going to do is to spin up a cluster um, with this Docker version. This is the latest version, and I'm going to show you where you can see the what version of of Kubernetes are available. So simply I'm going to paste this command here, and it is going to spin up a very lightweight cluster, Kubernetes cluster. Okay. Till then, what I'm going to do is to simply show you this part that where you can simply see the all stuff relevant to this kind. And also I'm going to show you the version from where you can simply um, you know spin up Kubernetes version of your requirement. So these are the versions. This is the latest version of Kubernetes, and we are going to spin up I guess this version 1.18.6. Let's say the flexibility why I'm making this video, why I'm engaging you guys to go for this, that with this feature you will be able to spin up multiple cluster. Let's say this is the cluster we have set up, and this is the version 1.18.6. Simply copy this command and see whether we are able to see our cluster. Press enter, and you will see your cluster is available. And if you type kubectl get nodes, you will see, sorry, kubectl get nodes, get nodes. You will see one node which is actually control panel. So this will be able to set up your application. And I'm going to show you how you can do that as well. So uh, let's say I want to spin up another cluster, and I want to use different version. So simply what I'm going to do is to simply copy this command till here, and before that I have to definitely apply this command kubectl. Excuse me, this is a different node. So also I'm going to install the kind here. So kind is installed. So I wanna spun up a different version of Kubernetes cluster this time. So I'm going to use a different image. So it is really powerful feature. The advantage of using the Play with Docker is that it gives you 4 hours of time, and you can easily learn and deploy and test your stuff, and high network speed is available on that particular platform. So let's say I'm looking to use this version. So it is really cool and simple. What version of what version you like to use? So I'm going to use this version this time. So you will see that in a few moments this deployment is going to be done. And let me show you the size of the excuse me, image as well. Docker images. So you see 1.27 gigs. This is the version of Kubernetes we are using here, and let it done. It's already downloaded, and it is going to prepare a node for us. And I will also show you the size of this. So as I told you that the network speed is so high, and you are using the free compute resources which is already available on the internet, and you are spinning up Kubernetes cluster of your requirement and just do testing whatever you want to test. So I'm going to spin up a WordPress machine, and if I do Docker images here. So this is 1.52 gigs. So let's see, we are able to access our cluster as well. So you see, we are able to access this. So what Git is by default installed in it. So what I'm going to do is to simply clone my repository which I've created for you guys. So I'm going to say git clone, and you have to simply clone this repository. So click here, click this, and simply navigate to this section and paste it here. So this whole repository is going to be cloned here. So what I'm going to do is to navigate to this Prometheus, and here I've put one application of WordPress. Navigate into that. Let me show you what is inside. So I put this stuff inside my same Prometheus folder. So what I'm going to do is to show you that, guys. You can simply click this and navigate to the WordPress section. I'm going to create a secret uh, for this WordPress and MySQL application. So simply I'm going to create one secret here. Simply copy this, and I'm going to paste it here. So one secret is going to be created. If I do kubectl, namespace is default. Okay, and get secrets. So oops, get secret. kubectl. Oops, little mistake again. So guys, you see this secret I've created in MySQL pass. So simply what I'm going to do, I have two YAML file here with me. So I'm going to do kubectl name space is default, and I'm going to apply, and the two applications are created, which is of WordPress, and I'm going to show you kubectl namespace default, And I'm going to show you that the pods, get pods actually, the command is. So you see, these two pods are running, which are of WordPress and Maria and MySQL. Okay, so how can I access if I use the same previous command and do svc, which is going to show me the services in the default namespace? You'll see two services are up and running. So what I'm going to do is to simply use the kubectl proxy for this in order to access my application. So I'm going to say kubectl namespace is default, and um, do port forward and do port dash forward. Okay, address is going to be let's say any port. Let's say call this 8090. Okay, and I wanna use this WordPress which is listening on port 80, and I'm going to run it on a run this on a background. So okay, little mistake I've done here. So I'm going to, I have to provide this service as well. Port forward. The service is going to be SVC. Service is of WordPress. This is the service. Let me tell you. This is the WordPress service. I'm going to type this WordPress and press enter. This is SVC for service. So I'm able to access this service now. So what I'm going to do is to click this guy open port. I'm going to say 8090, open this port for me. So I'm using the ad blocker, so let it allow. I'm going to open the port 8090, and you will be able to see the WordPress installation. You see, let's call this let's call ask him copy the password, and I'm going to use my email here. Install WordPress. So WordPress is installed. I'm going to log in, and I'm going to put the password here. You see, okay, there is some error. Anyway, now I'm able to access the WordPress, and this is how simple it is that you are using the you see, you are using Docker. Let me show you what is which container is running. If I do Docker images, you will not see any images except the one which we have actually downloaded. Although we are running the MySQL, we are running the WordPress, but we are unable to see that because everything is virtualized. If I do Docker ps-a, only the one container is running, which is the control plane, and you see we are able to successfully, run our command, use our application on a completely free environment for you guys, and we are able to see spun up different version of Kubernetes. So that is so cool for learning purpose, for testing purpose, and same stuff you can use in your Local environment, I mean, I've already created a script for that. I mean, it is pretty simple. You just have to run that. Let me show you the script as well. This is the script you can use on your Ubuntu machine, and let me show you that part as well. So what it is going to do, it is going to install Docker, it is going to install kubectl for you, it is going to install a kind, and all the step I've just shown you guys, it is going to do the simple, but the little disadvantage you might get that you will be not able to get the same throughput, high network speed, but the advantage is that if your application is sensitive, you don't want to go to this platform, so you can use your local environment. So everything has pros and cons, but this is the way you're using multiple version of Kubernetes in a quick way. um, I guess this is a lot more faster way to set up the stuff. And let me now navigate to the section of my local deployment of kind and virtualize the which is virtualized environment. And let me show you some documentations as well. Kind Kubernetes. So you can navigate to these few links if you wanna go to the theory section. There are a lot of stuff available. You can install kind on Windows and other platform, but I show you a different platform that you can use the already highly available free platform, and you can use the multiple version, and you can test the environment. And the best thing is that you can even SSH into this machine as well. So simply use the simply install the git bash on your local Windows machine, or you can use your Linux machine for that. So there is going to be less headache to I mean set up the environment. So it is going to be so quick. So you will be able to you see we are able to access it into this machine. So guys, this part is done as far as the play with Docker turn. I'm turned actually I turned play with Docker into play with Kubernetes. Although play with Kubernetes is available, the issue with that platform, it is not actually delivering that particular services which are people looking for. Like it is pretty heavy, difficult to use. So play with Kubernetes definitely is not my choice. So I found this, I've shared with you guys that how you can convert this play with Docker into play with Kubernetes. And it is really powerful for your Kubernetes journey and use different version of Kubernetes. So what I'm going to do is to uh, simply again clone this repository for you guys, and I'm going to um, install stuff locally. But for Ubuntu, I've created a script and it is going to be really super fast. So let me close this stuff here. So I've shown you the section where to find your uh, version of Kubernetes. So now I'm going to simply clone this repository. You can do the same stuff here. So I'm going to log into my machine, and now I'm going to show you the installation on the Ubuntu 2020 LTS version. So it is going to be really simple as well, because I provided you guys, the automated script to make sure that you should be able to deploy the stuff in a quick way. So let it run. Till then, I'm going to pause the video and we'll be back with you guys. So guys, I'm back. This is my VMware and it is the Ubuntu 2020 LTS version. I'm going to open a shell here, and I want to show you that how you can easily uh, set up the Kubernetes version in your local environment. It is quite light than traditional way which we are using the Minikube and all that stuff. So I really like it, and the good thing is that you should be able to test different version of your application in different environment. So what I'm going to do is to create one directory here, Docker, and cd into that particular directory. Simply, I'm going to do git clone here and paste that particular repository link. So it is available for you guys, as I told you, as I told you. So in order to simply, set up the environment for Docker, kubectl, and kind, you can simply, I'm going to copy this and make this guy executable and paste it here. So if I do ls, everything is available. Simply run the script, Ubuntu, and that's it. What it is going to do, it is going to install the Docker, Kubernetes, kubectl, and the kind, um, which is the requirement for our cluster. So let it run. So everything is going to be available in few moments. Let me show you till then although I've already set it up. So let me show you this part, that what we are going to do in this script. This is the Docker installation. This is the kubectl, and this is the kind installation. And then I'm going to spin up this version of Kubernetes, although I've already downloaded. So just want to make sure that there should be less time, for to download the stuff, because as I told you, local environment throughput is quite low as compared to the environment of play with Docker, which I've shown you guys. So what I'm going to do is to simply do, say, Docker images, and you see all these two versions I've already downloaded and tested in my environment. So what it is doing is just simply, um, this, giving you a demo that it is going to install Docker and kubectl and kind version. So let it run. Just few seconds left, and then we are going to spin up a cluster locally. So everything is set up, and what I'm going to do is to show you guys, excuse me, I'm going to, I want to run this version of kind, which is the Kubernetes 1.18.6. And with the local environment, I need to tell you that if, yeah, if sometime, this Docker container goes stuck, so I'm going to show you a little bit of troubleshooting with that as well. So you guys will be able to understand that how you can troubleshoot any issues. Let's say if our Kubernetes cluster is not available, although it is going to show here, but sometime it is service is going to be stuck. So what we are going to do in that particular situation? So let it start. It is starting the control plane, preparing the node, which is going to be definitely the single node, and it is pretty cool. So definitely quite light than Minikube, where quite difficult to configure, and a lot of resources are required. So you can spin up in a light virtual machine as well. So it is starting the control plane. Once it's done, it's going to say this, access to cluster, and it is now installing the CNI, installing the storage class, and everything is up and available. So what we are going to do is to simply type this. Now we are able to access it, but in such case, when we are not able to access it, simply restart the service or reboot your VM machine, so you will be able to access it. Restart the Docker service, and the command I've already showed here what you should do. So also, if you want to delete the cluster, although there is official command that kind cluster delete, there's this name, but I use the quick way because I use the quick way because that particular command is takes some time. So I'm going to remove all container, which is going to be definitely control plane container, which is a single Docker container, and rerun the service for cluster if you want to make a new cluster. So that is it, guys. You can even test or deploy the WordPress locally and use the same kubectl power with commands here. And hopefully you like this video, and please like, share, and subscribe my channel. And I will come with the next video, which I'm going to deploy the Prometheus and Grafana, and you can deploy that by using this cluster or any cloud service provider. I'm going to use AWS, but that particular service is going to be applicable on any cloud provider like Azure, GCP, and AWS. Okay, guys, till then, bye. Take care. Have a nice day.